Hi, I'm Amanda Landry, and this is my persuasive speech, and this is my audience. Family, friends, and citizens of these beautiful United States, I am most grateful to you for being here today and in every other day of my life. I don't know about everyone else, but I can say that I am sick of the bipartisan tension that springs up every election year. The current candidates are doing everything they can to influence the voters, and the result is that it's tearing this nation apart. Well, I propose a third option with no party affiliation for the voters to consider: myself. My name is Amanda Landry, and I'm taking this time now to nominate myself for the presidential race in the year 2012. I come from a small, tightly knit town in the southeastern area of Louisiana. My mother and father, still married today, are both hardworking, middle-class individuals who did their best to instill in me a sense of hard work and family importance. My parents made sacrifices their entire lives to provide my brother and I with a stable and prosperous childhood. And from this, I have held and maintained a fierce belief in fairness, equality, and the idea that a man or woman can only be worth the time, effort, and responsibility they put in themselves and their relationships. Throughout high school, I was encouraged to get good grades, and that encouragement and support has neither diminished nor faltered throughout my entire college career. In my life and career, I hold a high respect for history and the lessons the past can teach us. As a history major, I believe the best way to move forward is to consider the mistakes and successes of our past citizens. And I have learned from studying the past that strife and failure are inevitable and constant. But with the perseverance, wise choices, and a strong leader, nation-sized obstacles can be tackled. This country has many different socioeconomic problems that weigh heavy on our hearts and minds and reduce us to sleeplessness without solutions. But one factor that we can all relate to, despite religion, ethnicity, sexual preference, or even age, is money. It's troubling to be so dependent on something so material, but not one citizen can deny that we do need it. According to the Congressional Budget Office, the debt in this nation is about 73% of our gross domestic product. If this continues to climb unchecked in this manner, then in the next 30 years, they are predicting that our debt will be 200% of our gross domestic product. Thus, our economy would be unsupportable and it would collapse. This we cannot allow to happen. For the sake of our children and our children's children, we need to ensure that there is a stable, if not booming, economy in which they may flourish. To quote the great Ronald Reagan, as he paraphrases Winston Churchill, "I did not take the oath I have just taken with the intention of presiding over the dissolution of the world's strongest economy. Like Reagan, I don't believe we should sit by and watch as the country we love and depend on crumbles." One of the methods that I'm suggesting to stimulate the economy is a tax reduction on American-made products and increased taxation on all imports. The goal here is to encourage Americans to spend our money on our own manufacturing and limit our dependence on foreign companies. Over time, with financial reliance on our own products, we can return to the America of the 19th century with quality products and soon be tethered to other lesser countries like China for help. Increase the amount of quality products Americans create and start to build our own interdependence. The idea is to export more than import and make money off of what we make ourselves. Another method I suggest is decreasing the amount of foreign aid we give to countries that are already considered the wealthiest countries in the world. The Huffington Post reports that each year our total amount of foreign aid simply just given to other countries equals about $50 billion. That's $50 billion we can no longer afford to just give away for nothing, especially to countries like China, India, and Mexico, who do rank high among the list of countries that are wealthiest in the world. What I'm suggesting is that we take that money and transfer it to American-based research and development in deference to foreign aid. Encourage scientists and researchers with new funding to find more economically responsible methods to handle foreign aid. For instance, finding cheaper methods to expand solar power or build self-sustaining energy sources in less prospering countries. Thus, we are still continuing with foreign aid, but we are making America a middleman with more involvement and more in-house economy. What we should be focusing most of our energies on is domestics. I believe the best way to ensure prosperity is to focus our attentions on fixing our economy and hope that as a result, we can be strong enough to support our international ties. If our country is struggling, it does not help to continue to aid other nations as we are doing so. Now we are a nation that might need aid. I look at it as America is out of shape. We used to be a strong economic force, but we have weakened significantly over the course of 50 years. We no longer have the strength to carry others on our backs as we did. We need to exercise our own muscles and our own economy and get stronger. Only then will we be capable of lifting others. Now it is time to introduce my running mate, Oprah Winfrey. She is considered to be one of the most influential and powerful women in our country today. She is the epitome of the rise to power from struggle, having grown up with a poor single mother in a small part of Mississippi. She is a well-known producer, actress, and philanthropist. With her by my side, I can secure a vote of power for women and be well-balanced. As a more pragmatic and less charitable female, it would balance me to have a running mate who was so giving and so strong. Also, it doesn't hurt that she has experience with building a name from herself and rising to a greater power from struggle. That is something our country desperately needs now as we are struggling and we need to rise to our previous power. Whether we choose to acknowledge it or not, our country is still very much a young one. Too young, I believe, to fail as a nation now. We are not blessed with a lengthy past, but that does not mean that we live without history. We have faced devastation and have bounced back every time, and this time is no different. Our problems can be fixed if we only cease to fight against each other and unite to start making the right choices for our country. And it is in my not so humble opinion that the right choice, the first right choice, can be made by electing me President of the United States of America.